Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I love this series. Of course, TNG is a phenomenal series. I think TNG is the best out of all the series. But Deep Space Nine, number two. Some people say Voyager. I know there's a lot of Voyager fans out there. But man, listen, check that Deep Space Nine back out. Deep Space Nine is kind of the bridge between Voyager and TNG. It focused more on like the Cardassians, on the Bajorans. It focused, TNG. It was more wise brain, but they got to the point where it's really the Borg became like the focal point. They even have the Maquis, which is translated to Voyager. That's why I said Deep Space Nine really is the bridge between TNG and Voyager. It's really the bridge, and really it honors the past. But there's an episode in Deep Space Nine where they have to go back into the original Star Trek episode, and actually it's a true episode that they go back into and use the actual footage of it and cut Captain Sisko and the crew into the original source material, which is really kind of cool. So it's a really cool thing. In case you don't know what Deep Space Nine is, it's a space station that's been kind of ran down because the Cardassians have it. The Starfleet take back over, and they put Benjamin Sisko in there as the commander of Deep Space Nine. Now, Benjamin Sisko's a little scarred because when Captain Picard became Locutus aboard, he killed his wife. So him and his son Jake are now taking this over, and so he encounters Picard in the very first episode. And you see this hostility. And one thing I love about even with the series Picard, they really keep that tempo going. It is not until you see Deep Space Nine that you see the ramifications of what Locutus did to a lot of Starfleet. And not a lot of people were fond of Jean-Luc Picard after that. They blamed them for their family's death or people lost, even though he was technically not in control of his body, but because he was the face behind that destruction that seemingly never got punishment or pay for what he did. And so you see the hostility of Picard and Sisko. And of course, there's a couple little cameos throughout the series of different things. Worf will eventually join the team as well. So there's a lot of crossover of TNG. And then there's a lot of Easter eggs for the next series that is coming up, which is Voyager. I really like Deep Space Nine. It's the first 2-3 seasons. A lot of groundwork's being laid, a lot of character development being laid with Odo, Captain Kira, and a lot of different. Even Jake has a great development as from this young teenager to becoming a journalism, and you see that really in like season 4 and 5 when they're the alliance of the Cardassians and the Changelings and all of them kind of come together, and the Jem'Hadar, they come together and kind of make this pack, and they end up getting Deep Space Nine back for like half of a season. And you see Jake kind of stays there to report what's happening, what's going on there. So I mean, this is really a lot of different angles and a lot of different things. Really, really great. Probably the best rival to any Starfleet captain next to Khan, maybe Gul Dukat, who beats with Sisko throughout the series. This goes all the way to the very last episode, but this is a common theme. And he, even when he's not in an episode, his presence is felt. And so he's really a great antagonist to Captain Sisko. One thing I loved about the L. Avery Brooks, I think is the actor's name, is that he was really made this character himself. It was never like a satire to Jean-Luc Picard. Sisko was serious, but Sisko had like this Obama level swag to him. And so I really like the series, man. There's a lot of different interesting angles. It expresses a lot of different things that we had never seen about Starfleet, and they explore those things as far as, Starfleet dirty, as far as, it didn't keep Starfleet so polished. And so I really like the angles that they hit, and I think Deep Space Nine stories are still being told even through the new series, even with the last season of Picard. A lot of that was an angle from Deep Space Nine. It was an angle from Deep Space Nine, and they took the board angle and they kind of merged them together. So I mean, there's a lot of different things that be cool. I hope they do like a Sisko spinoff. I would love to see where Sisko's at, because he was the embassy to the Bajorans that was chosen by the prophets. So I mean, there's so much story that was still left on the table. And really, Deep Space Nine probably could have went another 4 or 5 more seasons, but Voyager was coming out and they were trying to, wrap it up. They didn't want to do 2 series at one time. And for a minute, they did with TNG and Deep Space Nine, but that's just a lot. So Voyager kind of picks up right at the end of Deep Space Nine. But Voyager is a different, totally type of story. But definitely, you have not checked it out, check out Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Great show, great season. I think it's about 7 seasons, I think, for Deep Space Nine. It was on here for a while. Odo's one of my personal favorites. Captain Sisko, those are my 2 standout favorites. But if you have not, you're a fan of the Star Trek franchise, I would definitely say check out Deep Space Nine.